JKB back with another episode. Today on the show I'm reviewing Minecraft Dungeons. Thank you to Xbox for sending over the review copy. Minecraft Dungeons is a dungeon crawling game coming out on May 26 for Windows, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. In Minecraft Dungeons, you take on the role of the hero whose main focus is to take back the power in the world by defeating an evil villager who has taken control of the world after finding the one block to rule them all. Think of Lord of the Rings, but instead of a ring, it's a block. You'll adventure across the land and into randomly generated dungeons filled with randomly generated monsters. There's a ton of treasure to pick up along the way as well. Have you ever wanted to play Diablo but in a Minecraft world? Well, that's exactly what this is. You and up to 4 friends can battle it out online or offline. I should point out a few different things at the beginning of this review that I think are important to know going into purchasing it. There's no matchmaking, which is a very odd choice because of the fact that they're pushing this game to be a, massive online game, everyone play together. Well, this means you can only play with your friends online if they're on your friends list. There's also no cross-play at the moment. However, there's a free update in the works to add it in the coming future. So that's a positive. But again, no random matchmaking is a very odd choice. But I'm guessing it is kind of to protect the kids, maybe? The main gameplay loop here is the same as it was in Diablo. You get into a level, you battle a ton of monsters in close combat and ranged attacks with bows and arrows and all sorts of cool weapons that you pick up along the way. There's also artifacts that do many different things, such as a fishing rod that will pull an enemy closer, basically directly in front of you, so you can get a fast attack in on that enemy. Unlike other dungeon crawlers, there's no class system in the game. You'll be able to pick up any weapon or use any armor, both of which you will find all over the levels, and both of which can be upgraded with enhancement points as you level up your character. Not only will you find different types of weapons, but you'll also be able to spend these enhancement points on cool level ups. For example, on your sword, you can sharpen it with a plus 10 increase on damage by spending 1 point. These are what you're going to be collecting as you level up, and these enchantment points are pretty cool because you put them on weapons, but also when you dismantle a weapon, say you have too many of a sword or an old sword that was full of enchantments, you also get some of those enchantment points back to spend on newer weapons that you found. So that's a cool bonus in the game. In between levels, you'll load into a camp where you can buy a chance at a random piece of gear or a random artifact appropriate to your level. This is also where you can kind of prepare for the next adventure out with your friends. This is a short game, but it does have a replayability due to the randomized sections of the game, and that's perfect for this type of game because it's super cheap. And I feel for what you get out of the game, which is about 3 to 5 hours for the main gameplay campaign, that's absolutely worth it. For the asking price of $19, it's incredible. It's basically, you must own this game if you're a fan of dungeon crawlers or even a fan of Minecraft and you haven't experienced dungeon crawlers. For $19, this is incredible. At its heart, it's trying to capture that sense of adventure that the main Minecraft game is known for, and I think that this is an incredible beginning to a franchise that I feel is an absolute joy to play. You get this momentum as you go hacking and slashing in the levels, and it feels so rewarding when they drop new items for you to try out. It's just an absolute joy. Now, as for the feel of the game, I'm a little surprised on how much fun it is to play. While it does have a few rough edges here where your character sort of is stumbling around these blocks, because yes, it is a blocky level design because it's Minecraft, it's these little dips in performance overall that kind of, takes me out of it a little bit here and there, but it's designed with love. You'll notice these little design choices that they've made that will just make you smile if you're a fan of Minecraft. Swinging your weapons feel good. The sound design is perfect with sword attacks that sound so heavy and impactful. Now, the artifacts come in very useful as a secondary item that you'll use to beef up your attack strategy. It's in using these items where the game truly feels like Diablo, and it feels so good to use these items at the exact right time when you need them. As for how hard this game can be, well, it can be a challenge. There's boss fights that will get very tough, and you'll have to figure out exactly your attack strategy to defeat these bosses. You get 3 lives before it's game over, and you get sent back to your camp. Overall, for $19 for a base game, or $29 for the Hero Edition, which comes with a few skins, a pet animal that kind of runs around you and attacks enemies for you, and 2 new levels that will be DLC in the future. That's where I'd put my money if you plan on playing with friends. This is a great little game for anyone of any age. It's the return of the classic couch multiplayer experience, and I couldn't be happier. While at times there's some performance issues in the frame rate, Minecraft Dungeons is not only a game you should play if you're a fan of Diablo, but it's the perfect game to introduce your kids to the amazing genre of dungeon crawlers. I give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. I can't believe how much fun I had with this, and it's so cheap that you gotta experience it. It's really, really, really made with love, and you can tell that these developers understand what they needed to do, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. And I hope this thing has a bright future, and I hope that they add new levels all the time to it. And I really do hope this is the beginning of a franchise, because this could get ridiculous in the future. I'll see you guys on the next episode of JKB for my review of Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition for the Nintendo Switch. I'm working my ass off on it, so I hope you watch that as well. One last thing I want to point out, make sure you turn off the HUD help at the beginning of this game. This points you in the direction of where you need to go. Turn that off and experience it like a true gamer. Just figure it out. I'll see you on the next episode of JKB.